Why is this Yu-Gi-Oh card banned? Part 1, Pot of Greed. Pot of Greed is a normal spell that allows you to draw 2 cards. That's it. That's all it does. So why did it get banned? Well, here's the thing. In Yu-Gi-Oh, the only resources are the cards in your hand, and Pot of Greed's ability to give you 2 new resources for completely free was incredibly powerful. And think about what you were drawing into. Cards like Delinquent Duo, Graceful Charity, Snatch Steal, Heavy Storm, Raigeki, all cards that can completely turn the game around all by themselves. Games would just evolve into who drew more power spells, and Pot of Greed was not only one of them, it potentially got you more of them. This card was banned in 2005 and has stayed there ever since. Could this card come back?
Hell no!
Yu-Gi-Oh has progressed to a point where basically every card is a power spell. Imagine you spend 2 to 3 hand traps to try and stop your opponent's plays, and then they just drop Pot of Greed and go full combo anyway. The card would only serve to make games feel more swingy and benefits going first far more than anything else, which we do not need any more of. Follow for more. Why are these Yu-Gi-Oh cards banned? Part 2. The Hand Rip Trio. Forceful Sentry and Confiscation let you look at your opponent's hand, then rip a card out. And Delinquent Duo rips 1 card at random and 1 of the opponent's choice. So why did they get banned? Simple. Ripping 2 cards out of your opponent's hand is a broken effect. Confiscation and Forceful Sentry's ability to provide full hand knowledge on your opponent was incredible, because not only could you just take away their best card, you knew exactly what else they had and how to play around it. Delinquent Duo was bad too, because it just straight up traded 2 for 1 for basically nothing. It got so bad that players would set very important cards like Dark Hole or Raigeki, allowing them to be destroyed by any removal card, just so they wouldn't get ripped by one of these cards. In 2006, all 3 of these cards were banned and have stayed there ever since. Could these cards come back?
Hell no!
If a card like a Pointer of the Red Lotus, which is strictly worse than all 3 of these cards, is currently banned, then there's no chance any of these could ever come off. Going first is already strong, but being able to rip hand traps out of your opponent's hand is just infuriating. Follow for more. Why is this Yu-Gi-Oh card banned? Part 3. Baronne de Fleur. Baronne de Fleur is a level 10 synchro monster with generic materials and 3 effects, and can pop any card on field, return itself to the extra deck during the standby phase to reborn a level 9 or lower monster, and also it has an Omni Negate. So why did it get banned? Simple. Baronne was too strong for how generic it is. Granted, Baronne wasn't banned because its own effects were too strong, more so the fact that it was so easily comboed with other generic negates to create unbreakable boards. Decks like Super Heavy Samurai, Manadium, and more recently Snake Eyes would flood their field with generic negate cards that stop your opponent from playing. Could this card come back? No. Aside from the aforementioned reasoning, Baronne also caused every synchro deck to feel the same. You always ended on Baronne, Borreload, and maybe your own boss monster if you opened well enough. It was unreasonable to compare other synchros to Baronne, and as such, made them all obsolete. Follow for more. Why is this Yu-Gi-Oh card banned? Part 4. Fiber Jar. Fiber Jar is a flip monster that, when flipped, shuffles all cards from the hand, field, and graveyard into the deck, then draws both players 5 cards, effectively soft restarting the game. So why did it get banned? Fiber Jar saw lots of play in stall strategies as arguably the best stall card of its era. It really didn't contribute to any win condition or anything for that matter, and only caused tournaments to slow down, and it was for this reason it was banned back in April 2005. Could this card come back? Yeah, but it really shouldn't. Being a flip effect makes it very clunky in today's Yu-Gi-Oh, and would likely never actually resolve without some sort of 3-card combo, but the fact that a card's sole purpose is to drag out games wouldn't be very healthy for the game or tournaments. Follow for more. Why is this Yu-Gi-Oh card banned? Part 5. Imperial Order. Imperial Order was a continuous trap that, for the cost of 700 life points during each of your standby phases, prevented both players from using spell cards. Also, you could, at any point, choose not to pay the 700 life and destroy the card when you wanted to use spells. So why did it get banned? When Imperial Order was released, spell cards were by far the strongest card type in the game, and being able to lock your opponent out of using them was more than enough to ban this card. It was just an insult to injury the fact that you could turn it off whenever you wanted to. Your opponent tried blowing up your field with Raigeki, flip up IO, and problem solved. Oh, but don't worry. You could turn it off to Raigeki your opponent's field on your turn. Could this card come back?
Hell no!
This is, without question, the strongest floodgate to ever hit Yu-Gi-Oh! While other floodgates might have higher highs like Summon Limit or these guys, IO hits everything just enough to matter. Except for like Super Heavy and Lab. Surely they wouldn't test this card again. I mean, it's clearly too strong, right? Follow for more. Why is this Yu-Gi-Oh card banned? Part 6. Imperial Order. Wait, didn't I just cover this card? Oh, it got an errata. Oh, okay, cool. What does it do? Okay, you can't turn it off anymore. Alright, that's good, I guess. And you pay during both standby phases. Okay, anything else? Oh, that's it. What the fuck? So why did it get banned? I mean, they definitely made the card worse now, since you actually have to play under the restrictions of your own floodgate, but it's still Imperial Order. It still shuts off a third of the cards in the game, and it also can just be activated after you set up your entire combo going first, which has little to no repercussions for the user. Could this card come back?
Hell no!
Imperial Order is currently the only card to ever be banned after receiving an errata to get it unbanned. So I think that alone should stand as a testament to how strong this is. Yeah, man, this card is insane. Follow for more. Why is this Yu-Gi-Oh card banned? Part 7, Beatrice, Lady of the Eternal. Beatrice is a generic rank 6 requiring 2 6s and has the relevant effect to send any card from your deck to the graveyard on a quick effect. So why did it get banned? Beatrice has been a problem card for a long time. Dumping any card from your deck is a pretty powerful effect, especially on an extra deck monster, and a generic one at that. This card was responsible for all sorts of war crimes, from more tame setups of sending tier cards, to sending transaction rollback and the Mayakashi trap to prevent your opponent from special summoning for the turn, to dumping Snake Eye Ash to turn itself into full Snake Eye combo. Honestly, the only reason it was legal for so long was because rank 6s were just really hard to make. I mean, it took a generic meta rank 6 engine to finally get this card banned. Could this card come back?
Hell no!
Beatrice was made during an era where Konami thought it would be a fun idea to print insane cards like this, but make them really hard to summon. And guess what? All those cards have since gained ways to cheat them out and use their powerful effects in ways they were never intended to. Beatrice was just simply designed poorly and was not future-proofed in the slightest. Why is this Yu-Gi-Oh card banned? Part 8, Linkuriboh. Linkuriboh is a Link 1 monster that requires a level 1 monster's material and has 2 effects. You contribute it to reduce an attacking monster's attack to 0, and you contribute a level 1 monster to special summon itself from the graveyard. Both of these are quick effects, by the way. So why did this card get banned? Linkuriboh was just in the wrong place at the wrong time one too many times. He was used in Goki's U-Link boards, Gumblar's hand loops, Fireball Dragon's FDKs, and Snake Eyes' first turn setup. None of these were particularly Linkuriboh's fault, but it was, and still is, the most generic Link 1 that points down and also has a positive effect. Could this card come back? Probably not. Link 1 monsters are dangerous in general, especially one this generic. That being said, Linkuriboh really isn't that strong by itself and never really was the problem card in those awful decks. This one's a tough one, but it's probably the right choice to keep Linkuriboh banned. Why is this Yu-Gi-Oh card banned? Part 9, Fiendsmith's Lacrima. Fiendsmith Lacrima is a level 6 Light Fiend fusion monster requiring 2 Light Fiends as material. On summon, it summons or adds another Light Fiend from grave or banishment, and if it's sent to the graveyard, you can shuffle back another Light Fiend from grave to burn the opponent for 1200. So why did this card get banned? Lacrima was a very pivotal piece in the Fiendsmith engine. Essentially, the engine allowed you to get a Link 2 and 2 level 6s on board. This could then be turned into Apollosa, Beatrice, Caesar, Promethean Princess, or really anything for that matter. Lacrima plus the Fiendsmith engraver it summoned would be the 2 6s on board, and banning Lacrima meant that you either got 2 6s or a Link 2. Its burn effect was also very annoying due to how Yu-Gi-Oh's time rules work, and also it was a common and the other Fiendsmith cards were secret rares. Could this card come back? Eventually, yeah. Lacrima's ban was more of a hit to the Fiendsmith engine rather than its individual power, which basically means that once the Fiendsmith engine gets power crept out of the format, there won't be any reason to keep this guy banned. Why is this Yu-Gi-Oh card banned? Part 10, Ultimate Offering. Ultimate Offering is a continuous trap that, during either your main phase or your opponent's battle phase, you can pay 500 life points to normal summon a monster. Notably, this card is not once per turn at all. So why did this card get banned? Ultimate Offering lets you normal summon as many times as you want. So if you were to normal summon a monster that searches a monster on normal summon, that also searches a monster on normal summon, that you can see how this card could get out of hand. This card was banned in 2013 for its synergy with the Gadgets, which were a series of monsters that search each other on normal summon. Could this card come back? Yeah, actually. I might have made this card sound crazy, but the fact that it's a trap card really holds it back. For a trap card to be viable in today's Yu-Gi-Oh, it must either be a very powerful, searchable form of interruption, get you an insane amount of advantage by itself, or be a floodgate. Ultimate Offering can get you an insane amount of advantage, but you also need to draw the cards you want to normal summon. On top of that, if you want to use it on the opponent's turn, you can only summon during the battle phase, which is too late most of the time, which just leaves you waiting until your second turn before being able to use it. This card is just too slow for modern Yu-Gi-Oh and could definitely come back. Why are these Yu-Gi-Oh cards banned? Part 11. The Tyrant Neptune and Supreme King Dragon Starving Venom. These cards have a lot of text on them, but all you need to know is that they can copy the effect of a monster in your graveyard. Also, neither of them are hard ones per turns. So why'd they get banned? FTKs, baby! These cards were used in various decks that intended to have them copy the effect of Lyrilusc Independent Nightingale, then burn the opponent for game. Nightingale is a soft once per turn effect that deals burn damage equal to its level times 500, which normally isn't a problem since it's a level 1, but now when a level 8 or 10 monster is burning you, it hits much harder. Also, copying Nightingale's effect makes them unaffected by card effects, so you can't even negate them. Could these cards come back?
Hell no!
Cards that can generically copy effects are incredibly incredibly dangerous. Even if they couldn't FDK with burn effects, they'd still be usable at all sorts of unfun nonsense. Even today, people are tinkering with Phantom of Chaos to copy Skyscourge nor Laris to fully handloop your opponent. Cards have restrictions on them for a reason, and throwing those effects onto monsters with no such limitation is just way too powerful. Comment what card you want to see next. Why is this Yu-Gi-Oh card banned? Part 12. Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity. All you need to know about this guy is that if he is synchro summoned, he stops your opponent from activating cards on the field for the rest of the turn. So why did this card get banned? It's a really powerful floodgate. The only reason this card stuck around for so long was because there wasn't a consistent way to summon him on the opponent's turn. That was until the release of both the Centurion archetype as well as Crimson Dragon. Centurion is a deck that makes level 12 synchros, and Crimson Dragon is a level 12 synchro that can cheat out any dragon synchro monster. And wouldn't you know, it can cheat out King Calamity on the opponent's turn with shocking consistency. Could this card come back? Hell no! Now, Centurion was never a meta deck, but the fact that they could consistently bring out a turn-skip floodgate was not healthy. As Yu-Gi-Oh! Progresses and makes old cards like this easier to summon, we need to stop and ban some of the cards that break. King Calamity was never intended to be summoned this way, and rather than hitting Crimson Dragon, which is just a cool card, Konami decided to ban the Floodgate monster. Comment what card you want to see next. Why is this Yu-Gi-Oh! Card banned? Part 13. Magical Scientist. Magical Scientist is a monster that, for the low cost of 1,000 life points, lets you cheat out a level 6 or lower fusion monster. Not once per turn, by the way. So why did it get banned? Magical Scientist was used in Yu-Gi-Oh's first widely known FDK, or first turn kill. In it, you would have Magical Scientist summon a whole bunch of monsters that would then be tributed by Catapult Turtle to burn your opponent for game. That's really all he was ever used for before getting banned in April of 2005. Could this card come back?
No.
It should come to no one's surprise that summoning a whole bunch of monsters for basically free is a powerful effect. It's so powerful I didn't even mention the downside to it, and that the fusion monsters are returned to the extra deck during the end phase. It's widely considered that this is one of the most powerful cards ever printed in Yu-Gi-Oh!, up there with the likes of Pre-Errata Chaos Emperor Dragon, Painful Choice, and Soul Charge. If allowed today, it would spawn even more FDKs than Firewall Dragon in his prime. No, this card could never return. Comment what card you want to see next. Why is this Yu-Gi-Oh! Card banned? Part 14. Butterfly Dagger Elma. Butterfly Dagger Elma is an equipped spell that gives the equipped monster 300 attack, and if it's destroyed while equipped to a monster, you can add it back to your hand, not once per turn. So why did it get banned? Butterfly Dagger Elma was responsible for quite possibly the worst FTK known to man. It involved having both Royal Magical Library, which gained a spell counter each time a spell is activated and could remove 3 to draw a card, and Gearfried the Iron Knight, which destroyed any equipped spell equipped to it. You would then infinitely equip Butterfly Dagger Elma to Gearfried, which would in turn generate infinite counters on Royal Magical Library, which will allow you to draw your entire deck, at which point you could win in a multitude of ways. Could this card come back?
Yes.
This is quite possibly the worst card to still be on the ban list. This FTK was terrible back in 2005. Requiring 2 unsearchable normal summonable monsters was a recipe for disaster, and would be even worse in 2024. Maybe some deck could make use of an infinitely activatable spell, but I doubt that deck would be worth considering. Comment what card you want to see next. Why is this Yu-Gi-Oh! Card banned? Part 15. Branded Expulsion. Branded Expulsion is a trap card that can tribute a fusion monster to summon 2 monsters from your grave or banishment. One to your field and one to the opponent's. So why did it get banned? Being able to summon any monster to your opponent's field is very dangerous. There are many monsters in Yu-Gi-Oh! That place restrictions on the player who controls them. Some are intentional, but many are not. One such monster was Gimmick Puppet Nightmare, which, when special summoned, prevents you from summoning non-Gimmick Puppet monsters, and since you're giving it to the opponent, you effectively lock them out of special summoning for the turn. This was also very consistent and very easy to pull off. Could this card come back?
No.
There's a reason why cards like this are very rare. It's because being able to give the opponent anything is just way too powerful. Just ban Sanctifier and be done with it already, man. Comment what card you want to see next. Why is this Yu-Gi-Oh! Card banned? Part 19. Number 42, Galaxy Tomahawk. Galaxy Tomahawk is a rank 7 Xyz monster that requires 2 level 7s as material, and it can attach 2 materials to summon as many tokens as possible. So why did it get banned? Any card that says summon as many monsters as possible is just asking to get broken, and Tomahawk was no exception. Being a rank 7 meant that there really wasn't a good way to summon it, that is until the release of the Danger monsters. Nessie and Dogman are both 7s, so getting this guy onto the board all of a sudden became much easier. This card soon became a part of the Danger Dark World FTK. The deck would use Tomahawk to set up a board that could infinitely summon Grapha and tribute it with Cannon Soldier to burn the opponent for game. Could this card come back?
No.
While yes, this card is legal in both the OCG and Master Duel and sees very little play, this is primarily because the best rank 7 deck, Kashtira, is severely crippled in both those formats. In the TCG, where Kashtira is at full power, this card would be utterly insane. They have played Dracosack as sort of a Tomahawk light, so they definitely don't need the real thing. Comment what card you want to see next. Why is this Yu-Gi-Oh! Card banned? Part 20. Mass Driver. Mass Driver is a continuous spell that can tribute a monster to deal 400 damage to the opponent, not once per turn. So why did it get banned? FTKs! Yeah! Not only was this responsible for the most consistent FDK in Yu-Gi-Oh's history, it is also currently the only FDK to ever win Worlds! It was called the Frog FDK, which involved using Substitute and Swap Frog to send an insane amount of frogs to the graveyard. With enough frogs in grave, you could continuously summon Ronin Totem, tribute him for Mass Driver, then do it again until the opponent ran out of life points. Could this card come back?
No.
Mass Driver is a card that could only be used for degenerate strategies. While summoning 20 monsters in one turn is difficult, it's not impossible, as seen with the Frog FDK. We've seen similar FDKs pop up more recently in 2018 with the Danger Dark World FDK, only they used Cannon Soldier. And I don't say this very often, but the OCG actually had the right idea here, what with banning Amazon's Archer and the Cannon Soldiers. Still crazy that those cards are legal. Comment what cards you want to see next.